Hi guys, my name is Ralph and I do like to ride my bike, especially in the woods, because green is always good for the spirit, and my friends, the animals, are also living here, and it is getting even better. If you keep your eyes open, you can make interesting discoveries in the woods. This video will be about one of these discoveries. It is the rumor of the lost soldiers. Let's talk first about the location we are here. We are at about 700 meters above sea level at the outer edge of the northern part of the Black Forest. The next village nearby is called Oberreichenbach. If you're wondering why these woods are named Black Forest, the name was given to them by the old Romans about 2000 years ago. They were afraid of these roots because back then they had no roots and were even thicker and larger than they are today. Additionally, I believe the local flora contributes to the name. The vast majority of the trees here are spruce, firs or chars, and during sunset or without sun, these trees can draw a dark picture. But there are also a few exceptions, like this beautiful old beech. He's definitely the boss around here. Do you see the Widowmaker hanging up there? The guy's hanging there now for more than 3 years. Exactly above the way, in front of the little sign. Seems to wait for the right person, like his colleague. Well, it won't be me. Anyhow, we came here to find out the age of this guy, and my guess is 200 years. But because we're in Germany, we have to know it exactly, and therefore I brought the tape measure with me and asked my bike to give me a hand to estimate the age of a tree. It is best to measure the circumference 1 meter above ground. So let's see. The result is pretty close to 500 centimeters. The internet says you have to multiply the circumference in a case of a beech by 0.58 to get the age of the tree, and that means that this beech was way before 1945 at this place, and so he could tell us what was going on about 500 meters this direction on May 10th, 1945, if he had leaves right now, of course. Okay, I think we are close. It must be somewhere around here. We found the place by sheer coincidence. So as a note, the next houses are about 2 kilometers away, but there's a noisy road down the hill that sucks. So it is not a completely remote place. Okay, let's see. Good thing with these trees is they look winter and summer same. I think it's down there. Okay, yeah. So now I have to do the mighty full stop downhill, left hand front brake. Yeah. Ooh. There it is. This is the place you want to go. We are talking about this little sign. So would it have been an official sign? I think I would have overlooked it. But it is definitely not. And it is interesting that the Forest Administration did not remove it. Because for good reason, you do not have things at trees. Now let me describe you the sign. I hope you can see it reasonably. It is made out of wood, and due to its condition, let's say max 20 years old. On the top of the sign you can see the Iron Cross. This symbol is being used by German military for more than 200 years. The sign has furthermore some court decoration and oak engravings. In the middle of the sign is a broken sword with some abbreviation, and there are 10 names on the sign and the date May 10th, 1945. Also, the writing of the sign is in Fraktur, also called Old German writing. And what does the writing say? It says something like, defenseless, close to home and peace, beaten to death by enemies without any sense. The sign made me curious, especially because it must be made by some private person. Therefore I was looking for information about it, and boy, I had to dig deep. But luckily I found this book by Fritz Barth, edition 2010, that was very helpful. So, first, the whole thing with the sign is a rumor or a myth, because there are no official reports that something newsworthy happened around this place in World War II. And the other reason is there were no bodies found around this place, and the names on the sign are not reported as killed or missing persons by World War II tracing services like the Red Cross, for instance. Now, what is the story behind the sign? Well, in early summer 1945, people were talking that the soldiers got murdered around this place, but no details were passed. Then the whole thing fell asleep until 1977. At this time, the precursor of the sign behind me appeared. There's a picture in the book of Fritz Barth. I will show you. Looks very similar to the actual sign. The appearance of the first sign triggered some investigations by the local press, but nothing could be found out. And after a few years, the first sign disappeared, and in 2007 the actual one behind me was installed. It is not known by whom these signs got installed. And what is the rumor about this place? Well, we could be talking here about a group of armed SS soldiers with French origin back on their way home to France. As a note, Germany surrendered in World War II 2 days before the date on the sign. The SS group met French soldiers out here in the woods. Due to their membership in the armed SS and their French origin, all these people got executed on sight because of collaboration. And someone must have survived or witnessed the incident, because otherwise there would be no sign today. What are the arguments for this hypothesis? With regard to the abbreviations on the sign, there has been an armed SS division called Germania during World War II that could be meant by the abbreviations. And this part of Germany was at the end of World War II occupied by the French. So there were chances to meet French troops out here in the woods. And the French border is only about 40 kilometers away. The part of France that borders here in the southwest to Germany was until World War I part of Germany. People who were living in this part of France often still identified with Germany, even so they now had French nationality. That could explain a foreign armed SS membership. And last but not least, even so, most of the names on the sign look German. There are a few that look French, and there are also a few that look like they once were German and then get assimilated to another language. You will find such names also in the once German, now French, nearby border region. So, that is the rumor of the lost soldiers. Please keep in mind that the story I told you is speculation. Everything could have been completely different. Best chances to find out what was going on is, in my opinion, to ask the person that installed the last sign back in 2007 if he or she is a living survivor of the incident. The person must be old, but biologically it is possible, and of course it could have also been an offspring or relative. What I know for sure is that the thing is not forgotten yet, because last year around May we came along the place and there was a grave candle burning under the sign. And guys, we are out here in the woods. If you come here with a grave candle, then you come with intention. You should ask yourself now, what has the old beach to do with the story? Well, do you see that little sign there at the tree? This is some regular sign by the forest administration nearby the place. But it wasn't always alone. Once there was another sign. I will show you a picture in the book from Fritz Barth. The setting looked like this. The first sentence of the upper sign is written in French, the second sentence in German. This and the way how the double S got written, as well as the abbreviation Germania, is, in my opinion, one more clue to the hypothesis of the armed SS soldiers with French origin. But now what does the sign says? Well, the German sentence says God knows all of you, and the French sentence says, and this is where the old beach comes into play, it says something like, the rustling of the trees carries their names away. Okay guys, that is the end of the video. The two of us, we have to hurry up and go home, because it is getting dark now, and I told you why these woods are named Black Forest.